just received a letter from Washington that smuggling has increased to an alarming extent in the last few months. The chief is threatened to transfer me unless we can stop the traffic.
That sounds serious, Marshal.
It is serious. And I don't intend to be driven from office by a gang of smugglers.
What can you do?
Plenty. There's a well-organized gang operating along the Mexican border. Now, our investigation indicates some point on the Rio Grande in Texas.
That's a tough country, sir.
Now, let's see. Who's available? Now, Jackson is in Oklahoma City. Reed's in Wichita. How about Tom Gray?
Well, he's on his ranch in New Mexico. The department gave him 6 months leave for cleaning out the Burns gang in Los Pinos.
Yes, I know. New Mexico. He knows that country well down through there.
What are you doing out here in the rain?
I got a message for you from one of those foreigner friends.
Well, let's see it.
Yeah, and I can't make head and a tail out of that darn thing.
It bothers you when you can't get the gossip, doesn't it?
Oh, Tom, you know I only read postcards. Who's it from?
A horse trader. Looking for business. Yeah. I gotta get traveling. Tell my foreman to throw those Mustangs in the south pasture.
All right, I'll be seeing you, Tom. Get going, Matilda.
This outfit is too powerful for the local law. Rustling, stage holdups, smuggling, and even murder. Now, we're sure they're bringing this stuff into the United States at some point near Laredo. Tom, are you along the southern border?
Oh, I haven't been there since I was a kid.
It's a tough assignment, and I'm placing it right in your laps.
Thanks for the compliment. We'll do our best.
As usual, you'll take your instructions from Tom.
Well, seems like old home week. That's three working together again.
Yeah? Well, remember, this time keep your mind on your business. How they look?
Good enough to get you hung.
Hanged.
Hung?
Say, wasn't there a real Pecos Kid with quite a record?
Sure there was. A paid killer. Operated in the Pecos Valley. Never got as far south as the border, though his reputation as a gunman did. All ready to leave?
All set.
You have your instructions. See you on the border in 2 weeks.
What seems so all-fired interesting?
That face. I've seen it in the post office back home in New Mexico. But he didn't call himself the Pecos Kid.
His kind change their name whenever they change their hangout. Speaking of New Mexico, that reminds me. You've been here a week now. How do you like Texas?
Well, everyone's been very nice to me, Uncle George. But after all, New Mexico is my home.
Oh, here. You must get that out of your mind. Texas is the greatest place on earth. Why, people who come here never leave. They just stay until they dry up and blow away. Yes, sir. What can I do for you, sir?
Did you get them, Sheriff?
No, they went over the border. Got clean away.
That's not so good. That's the third cattle job that's been pulled in the last 10 days, and there ain't an arrest made.
Yes, I know, but I'm doing everything possible, Mr. Towers. I'm following every clue I get on this gang. But they're so well organized and cover their tracks so completely. Why'd it take an army to close the border to these rustlers? Get some sleep, man, and if I need you, I'll call you.
Okay, sir.
Did he get here?
Sure. I told him what we learned and tipped him off to the gang's hideout.
Now what?
Orders are to stand by and await developments.
Put up your guns. I could draw and knock off 4 of you before you knew you were hit.
What do you want?
First, I want some water, and then I want a place to sleep.
Water's over there. Who are you?
Ever hear of the Pecos Kid?
When you joined this outfit, Sammy, you told me you were a running mate of the Pecos Kid. How come he didn't speak to you?
Hello, Sammy. I didn't see you.
Howdy, boss. Gee, I'm sure glad to see you.
Here, take a drink of this.
Water's all I want.
Didn't recognize you back at that bid. How's everything?
The law is getting too hot for me. They've chased me all over 3 states. I heard about this outfit, so I thought I'd join up with you.
Yeah, and supposing I don't elect to cut you in.
And I'm taking it over and cutting you out.
Well, we'll talk this over after you've had a little sleep, Pecos. I'll do a little checking up in town, see how close the law is on your trail. Take care of them, will you, Sammy?
While you're in town, you better pick up a fresh shirt for me. I've worn this one so long, I better pick up a fresh shirt for me.
Yeah, I guess I better had.
Thanks, Pecos, for not giving me away.
That's all right, Sammy.
You see, I lied. In order to get into the Duke's gang, I told him I was your top hand. It would have been the end if this had broke the wrong way.
Yep, it sure would.
Driscoll wants to see you in your office. I won't need you, boys. Hello, Driscoll.
Hi, Dirk.
Hey, you didn't bring another load over now.
No, and I ain't gonna. Not till I find out what happened to that last load. Have you checked your men?
Yeah, and they've all got perfect alibis. How about your own?
I'd hate to think that any of my boys are double-crossing me. Still, there is one fella that I'm kind of suspicious of. Now I'll make him talk. Are you staying in town?
Well, I can. Why?
My boys are just over the border. Won't take me long.
All right.
Check.
fine.
What have I told you about busting in here without knocking?
I'm sorry, Duke, but this is important. You ought to see what's at the post office.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And the girl still said no.
Now, good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Any mail for me, miss? Sort of expected a registered letter.
I'll see. No, nothing for you yet, Mr. Prescott.
All right, thank you.
Alice, add $1.60 to that Thompson bill.
Yes, sir.
Oh, hello, Duke. Hello, Dad.
That fellow must be a mighty tough hombre.
Well, it says so right there.
Say, Alice, did the sheriff pick up them posters?
No, they're still here.
Well, then I'll just have to take them down to him myself.
Oh, I was on my way down to see Ed. I'll take him down for you, Dad.
Thanks, Duke. That'll save me the trip.
That's all right.
Fell for it.
Fella Driscoll is the head of the whole deal on the Mexican side.
Yeah?
Pecos, I could tip you off how we can make a lot of money out of this thing. I'll tell you about it later.
I'll follow down Simpson, boys. Well, there's your new scenery.
What's the matter? Don't rub it in. I've been dodging them all over the West.
You know, Pecos, for a fellow as smart as you are, you sure made a mistake when you let somebody photograph you. That's why I never let them tin-type me. Well, you won't have to dodge these here.
Thanks.
There goes a full shipment. I've got to hurry back into town. Put those duds on. We can talk over our deal on the way in.
All right.
I've consumed 5 gallons of coffee and we're still waiting.
Don't exaggerate. That's only the 9th cup. I've paid for them.
Oh, all right. Make me out a liar for 3 cups. I wish Tom had told us to meet him in the bar. I could have done much better on 9 beers.
Lady, bring him another cup of coffee.
You, sir?
No, thank you.
Oh, yes.
See you all at breakfast. Good night.
What would you like?
How about some hotcakes and coffee?
How are you, Mr. Gray?
You speaking to me?
You remember me, don't you?
Should I?
I ran the post office in your hometown.
And where might that be?
Las Cruces.
Young lady, you're mistaken. My name isn't Gray, and when I was in New Mexico, I didn't check at any post offices. My cakes are burning.
There was a picture of you hanging on that bulletin board without the beard, with a reward for the Pecos Kid and several aliases. It disappeared mysteriously. Does that mean anything to you?
Do I eat these cakes dry, or have you got some syrup?
Here's your syrup, Mr. Gray.
Will you forget Mr. Gray?
He's forgotten.
I'm depending on that.
You can.
Hey! Come on, I'm waiting for you.
Hello, Sammy.
Pecos, I'm setting them up for us. Dick, bring it down here.
Well, Dirk, I made my man talk. When he told me who helped him, I paid him off. Call your man.
Hey, I want to talk to you. Just you, Sammy.
Oh, what's up, Duke?
Well, Sammy, me and my gang's decided to do without you.
What are you driving at, Duke?
Well, you were getting your cut, but you got a little too greedy. Now I'm going to pay you off. You get paid off out there.
Ah, it's just one of the boys cutting up.
You know, Pecos, when a man shows me his colors, and if they're not white, I can't use him. Your ex-pal won't be needing his drink. Say, we've got a little cattle job on for tonight. Spud. Pecos will go with you.
Right.
Spud handles the cattle jobs. It's an easy way to pick up a little money and keeps the boys out of mischief.
Fine.
Pretty close to town, so we'll have to work fast. We'll run through the pass over there. When we cross that dry wash, we're over the border into Mexico.
Let's get started.
Wait a minute, Pecos. You take the left flank. Bart, you take the right point.
Sheriff, hurry. I need help. A gang of rustlers are driving the cattle off the North Range.
Which way they heading?
South towards the border.
Hurry up, Wiley. Get Leatherman.
Ah.
I got a squint at his face. Seen him in town. I know where I can put my hands on him. He's the leader, all right.
Well, hello. I haven't seen you since yesterday.
Give me a cup of coffee and fry a couple of eggs.
Yes, sir.
Wiley, you take care of his horse. Shorty, you cover the back.
Breakfast, Dad?
I'll have to come back for that. Walk straight to my office.
Well, what's wrong, Sheriff?
Not so good.
Well, that's the payoff.
Huh? What?
With a gang of smugglers looking on, the sheriff and 3 deputies marched the government down the street a prisoner.
That's why we have elections every 2 years.
I think you're right.
Do you think they'll make him tell too much?
I'm not worried about Pecos talking.
I've had Reed and Jackson here in town keeping check on things for me.
Pecos, that's the weakest alibi I ever heard.
I believe you mean it.
What's that?
Look at it.
Looks like a penny to me.
Your eyesight seems to be getting bad. You better try your glass.
United States Federal Intelligence Department, number 326.
Say, what were you doing with that rustling gang last night?
Stringing along with them, trying to pick up some evidence.
Say, you almost got me with some of that lead of yours last night.
Well, Marshal, when do we make the next move?
I imagine they'll make it, so in the meantime, we'll just sit tight and see what happens.
We'll have to get him out of there tonight. If Driscoll delivering that stuff, we're going to need Pecos.
Well, how are you going to get him out of there?
Well, I'll figure that out.
Alice Banning's outside and she wants to see you.
She can't come in here.
But she's brought you dinner.
Let her come in.
Come in, Alice.
Hello.
Figured you'd be hungry. You didn't get a chance to finish your breakfast.
Thanks.
Well, aren't you going to open the door?
Oh, no. I can't take no chances on that feller. He's all bad.
Won't you sit down? You didn't have to do this.
Well, Mr. Gray, Pecos Kid, or whoever you are, you've got to eat. I figured a way to get you out of here.
Oh, now, wait a minute. I don't want you to get mixed up in this.
Isn't there anything I can do to help you?
Yes. Stop worrying.
Yeah? Duke, it worked. Madison's foreman just came for his men.
Good. Well, I hope that plan draws the sheriff away. Then we can get Pecos out. Driscoll's coming across the border at 11 sharp.
I'm sorry you won't let me help you.
There isn't a thing you can do. Thanks for the food, and good night.
Good night. Night, Ed.
Good night, Alice.
Get out! Say, rustlers are running off with the Madison herd.
Get our horses ready. I'll have to look into this, Gray. Make yourself comfortable.
Thanks.
Well, it worked all right. Get going. I left Pecos across the line. He'll be waiting for you just beyond the dry wash. Wait a minute. Driscoll's coming across at 11 sharp. It's up to you to see that he gets through with nothing happening to him.
Right.
Hi, Joe.
Hi, Joe.
I took no chances this time, Duke. I come over an hour early and without your help. This is one load we won't lose.
Have a drink.
Oh, Senor Gray, so glad to see you again. Have you your information? He's all right.
Captain, they're smuggling a shipment across the border tonight. I'll appreciate it if you'll instruct your men to permit us to cross unmolested.
Well,
The only way we can nail this gang and make it stick is to catch them with the goods after they've crossed the border into the United States.
while I should like to capture these men myself, I will do exactly as you say, Marshal.
Thanks, Romaris, for the cooperation. Now, here's the plan.
He's a marshal. And he's working with Romaris.
Who?
The Pecos Kid.
Huh? Who did you say?
Why, one of my men, the Pecos Kid.
Duke, someone's been playing you for a sucker. This Pecos Kid is a phony.
Yeah, how do you know?
Because I'm the real Pecos Kid.
You're the Pecos Kid.
Why do you suppose I've been hiding for 2 years below that line?
Then who's he?
They hit it. He's the law.
The law?
I'll take care of this matter, Duke. I'll teach that law how not to ride on my reputation.
What are you gonna do?
Drop him in his track.
We've hit a snag. Driscoll is the real Pecos Kid.
The real Pecos Kid?
Yeah. He's gunning for you. Coming from the saloon now.
Wait a minute. No use all of us getting mixed up in this. You and Jackson cover the saloon. No matter what happens, get your evidence. In case I miss.
Tom?
I guess I was lucky. Looks like the fence spoiled his shot.
Tom, they got the shipment through.
Over the line?
Sure.
Where is it?
Duke's office, back of the saloon.
Reed, get the sheriff and his posse. Jackson, guard the rear of the saloon.
What are you going to do?
We're going to crack down on them.
Girls, clear out of here. Get rid of the stragglers. Need the law? Get it. Come on.
Under arrest? Don't make me laugh. For what?
Smuggling.
You can't prove anything on me.
No, yes, we can. We've got all the evidence the government will need in that back office of yours.
So you're the law, eh? Well, that's fine. Now you get this. The only evidence that'll leave here is you in a pine box. That'll teach you meddling law pokes to shoot first and then do your figuring. Preach!
Coffee for you? Listen, I never want to see another cup of coffee as long as I live. Hey, Wing, have you got any Chinese tea?
Chinese tea?
Yeah.
Coming up.
How soon will you be back in New Mexico?
That all depends on how long you're staying in Texas.